And the final one here is ensure you have an idea of what type of hiring demand you're looking at for each department. So if you've got to hire a couple people into your development department, a couple people into marketing, a couple people into sales, have that plan worked out and then set goals, multiply that by 10 on what your hiring demand is, and go set targets to go build talent communities, department-specific talent communities to get there. So that kind of wraps it up. I know that there is probably when I was putting together this content, there's 10 hours of content we could go through around building a strategy. And what I was really hoping to do today, which I hope you got, is maybe some more unique approaches, but simplistic approaches if you don't have a campus recruitment department, which my guess is that the high majority of people on this call don't have that. So what I wanted to do is provide you with a simple strategy and a simple play, a very cost-effective way to go connect with campuses across Canada. And all these are applicable no matter where you are. I mean, this is not just Canada, this works for the United States, obviously, as well. So I hope that you got some value out of this today, and I'm certainly encouraged to see what some of your questions are. And with that being said, we'll open up. If you've got any questions, please enter them in, but I know there's some that have come in, so we'll just start with the Q&A session.
All right, Cam, the first question we've got here, what's your perspective on using Second Life, which is online multiplayer game there, for campus recruitment?
Great question. To back that up a little bit, I know the Vancouver Police Department actually tried to use Second Life about a year and a half ago, and it was more from a campaign perspective. I've tested it and I've tried to get a handle on it. I don't think it's there yet. I think what we're seeing is these virtual career fairs are a little bit like a Second Life, and I think that that's kind of the idea of connecting people in some kind of virtual world. These virtual career fairs are going to do that, but really with a heavy focus. For the person who's asked this question, if you haven't used Second Life before, go spend some time on it, and you'll see the challenges in going and trying to recruit. Now, Monster and some of the major job boards have bought islands on Second Life, but it's also extremely expensive to go do that, to purchase those things. Otherwise, you go build your what you want to look like in this virtual world, and you walk around and you talk to a rabbit from Europe, and it's like, hey, are you interested in a software development job with my company? And they say, actually, I'm 11 years old and I dropped out of school a year ago, right? Like, it's very, very difficult to target these individuals. And from a scalability and time perspective, I think it's a strategy that's going to make things really, really challenging on it. I have not been seeing much growth as far as Second Life goes, as far as users. It's the same people that are using it, so it's not getting picked up by college university students right now. So my recommendation would be to avoid it like the plague at the current time.
Do you think that students are viewing mass text or Facebook messages as spam, and do they get annoyed? And sending an email maybe a bit more?
Yeah, if you can get them to opt in an email, I think that's much better. What I am seeing with the Facebook messaging and so forth, if you got a targeted segmented group that the message that this is what we're talking about here, right? Is you need an engineering pipeline to go send out messages to engineers. They don't care about a sales job that's open with your company. So I think it's not spam as long as it's relevant. And the more you can get opt-in, and that's the strategy here around getting an opt-in community, is by using the Facebook application as your way to get opt-in people into your talent community. And I really think that's the most effective way. And if it's relevant, it's not spam. Facebook messaging is great, right? I mean, the days of Hotmail and Gmail still gets used, obviously, but Facebook messaging is how peers are communicating with each other now. Email is how I get my email from my professor or with my groups, but the collaboration is all happening on Facebook. So the Facebook message is the email nowadays, in my view, with this group.
What's a way to handle Facebook recruiting if our company bans the use of Facebook from an integrity perspective?
That is a tough challenge. I've heard this numerous times. Some of you I know that are on the call today have attended some, if not all, of our webinars. We talk a lot about Facebook, and it's kind of evolving on the implications of it. And this consistently comes up as we're not allowed to use Facebook. I don't know what the answer is there. I mean, my suggestion would be that you put together, if it's a, I don't know. I really don't know. We had one client that was debating the challenges around using Facebook. and this isn't, I don't want to get into a discussion around is Facebook bad or good for the industry or for your company, because I do realize there's security risks that Facebook does pose for some firms. If you don't have Facebook, then what I would look at is really focus your energy on a corporate careers website and some kind of a contact management system that you can use, i.e. your applicant tracking system, that'll be very effective that way. It will create challenges to leverage some of the viral capabilities that Facebook does have for you. Or you can hire an outside firm to go do it for you. Wink, wink.
How can we ensure a constant flow of resumes coming in through our campus recruitment efforts, but cost effectively?
How can you ensure
a constant flow of resumes so good? Consistent candidate flow.
I think the first thing is I wouldn't be so much worried about resumes. I'd be worried more about people who are stating interest. So I'd worry about more names and emails and phone numbers. So I think you need to transition your thought a little bit around that. If I'm a student, they are going to have resumes, but I think the idea is growing that. How can you ensure it? I think it's a simple communications plan. I really think a good, tight campus recruitment strategy and a campus plan with goals, it can be put into a 10 to 15 slide PowerPoint deck on what you need to go do. And I would create milestones and measures throughout the year, as far as the same way you'd go build a sales pipeline. And this may be a good opportunity. Go talk to sales and marketing on how they go measure their pipeline and how they go set that structure up. But I would look at it and say the way you can ensure it is you consistently every single day think about it. Sales, same way as a sales pipeline and opportunities happen, unless you go do marketing and unless you get on the phone, your pipeline doesn't grow. It doesn't just automatically happen because you've got a website. So you have to put some energy behind it, and you have to make it compelling. If you don't have a good story to tell, no one's going to care. No one is going to care. So the way to go ensure this is I think testing a couple different new strategies and new tactics, getting away from what you've done in the past, and go create that mechanism through marketing activities to make it easy for people to sign up and join your group. I still think the most effective way is if you get that accounting club at UBC, for example, they've got 240 members. Now that's 240 members of probably a very, very much larger accounting community. If 120 of those, and there's no reason for them not to go join and get involved and state interest in a certain specific company's campus recruitment efforts, and that shows up on their feed, your numbers will grow heavily. And then what your job is to go and build relationships with those people. So the best answer I can give you is build a plan, and you need to do something every day to go ensure flow. Same way a sales and marketing function works.
Good question here. Can you share an example of something you've done? I'm assuming you mean Mindful Group, not you personally, and the results of what it is you've done.
Yeah. So the specific example I can give you is we, with the types of people that Mindful Group hires, I look for, with the values and our culture, we actually heavily target the BCIT ACE group. We've got, of our 18 people here, I think 5 or 6 of them are ACE BCIT grads, and we've targeted the people on the executive team to go bring them in. So the way I've done it as a smaller firm is I've gotten involved with the student group myself, and it's been a great pipeline for us, whereas it just works very effectively that way. And we'll have to go hire more. We're probably going to have to go hire, at the end of this year, probably 5 to 10 of these students to come join our organization. So we know that that's a great pipeline for us. We've got a lot of confidence in our investment of time there, and the performers and the quality of people that we're getting out of that student group are really, really top performers that we're able to recruit for our firm. So that's a bit of a micro example of what we need. We may need to, at some point, go expand that campus recruitment efforts outside of Vancouver. We'll see how that works, but what I do know is with the numbers that we're looking for, targeting this one specific student group in town provides a phenomenal funnel for us and does a ton of work for just brand advertising. So I hope that gives you a bit of an example.
This is our final question here, and it's just a bit of a drill down on a couple of points you touched on. With Facebook being free for the students, obviously, can you drill down on exactly how you go about sponsoring one of these groups on Facebook? So kind of a step-by-step approach.
Yeah, I'd have a meeting or a phone call with whoever that student president is, whoever's involved, and I'd make it really simple. You say, I'm going to give you X amount of dollars and see what they think, and what you'd like to do is on their, because they're going to put their student group logo on that page. I would ask for something along the bottom that says Facebook page sponsored by your company's logo. I'd make it as simple as that, and I think that brand recognition and approach is and then integrating your communications on a monthly basis with them is as simple as this has got to be. I really do. I don't think this needs to be heavily complicated. It's a strategy that you'll see that we'll do fairly shortly with specifically a local group here in town. And the step-by-step approach is I think what you need is you just need your logo there. You need your logo, and you need monthly communications, and you need someone internally from them sending out that communication on your behalf. And ideally, it's that maven or salesperson within that student group. So it's not a very complicated strategy. I think it's really as clean as that. I hope that somewhat answers your question. If it doesn't, I know we've got another minute or two here to answer any more questions that do come up. Eric, any more questions? Okay, well, we've obviously got our website and email address here. If questions do come up, feel free to send them into Minefield info at Minefield Group. Again, I hope you got some value out of this today, and it provided some more unique ways to look at recruitment, specifically campus. I hope that the high majority of this content today was of value. Our objective, and those of you who have attended our webinars in the past, is our objective on these is to really provide good, solid education and really specific tactical activities that can come out of our webinars versus theoretical stuff, so to speak. So any feedback would be great. If you enjoyed the webinar, or if you didn't enjoy the webinar and you've got feedback or suggestions, please send them into info at Minefield Group. We're always looking to improve this. We're looking to do webinars. We are doing webinars on a monthly basis. And if you did enjoy this webinar, I encourage you to let your fellow HR peers that we're doing this on a regular basis. So thank you very much. Again, if there's any questions, feel free to fire them our way. And and that kind of finishes up, and I had to sneak the last picture of the Fonz in there, and I hope I got a few laughs from you today on that. So thanks, everyone. Have yourself a great day, and hopefully we'll see you in the next webinar.